All right, awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this. I don't know where y'all are at. Yesterday in Michigan, it was snowing. Today, it's at least in the 50s, and we're outside building a tree fort for the kids. So I'm blessed. I feel blessed by that. My name is Dana Eisinger, and I have been with Prove It for about 14 months now. I started because I'm always willing to try anything. And one of my girlfriends talked about this energy that she had, and I needed some of that. I'm a mom of 3 children. They're 10, 8, and 4. The youngest is a crazy boy. I needed to have that boy first when I was younger. I would crash, fall asleep at my desk, not fall asleep. Sometimes I felt like it, but look at my desk, wonder what to do every day, make it home, just want to sit on the couch and not really play with the kids, not want to make dinner. 3 days after starting Prove It, I was alive. I worked until it was time to go home. I came home, I made dinner. I was taking care of my kids like I was the boss. I loved it. So right then and there, I knew that I needed to be able to share this drink with other people. And that's just what I've done for the last 14 months and just been in love with it ever since. So again, I'm super excited that you guys all joined us. We are going to introduce one other person to tell a quick story, and then we're going to do some Q&A with the Keto Pro, Dustin Schaffer. So hold tight for that. So first I want to introduce Joli Hensley. Joli is on our team up here in Michigan, and I'm super excited to have her on and have her a part of our team. Joli, would you tell us a little bit about you and your experience with ketones?
Absolutely, guys. I'm Joli Hensley, and I am from the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. And prior to Prove It, I had discovered the ketogenic diet. So like many people out there, I gave it a try, and I realized it was really powerful when I could stick with it. It was really discouraging when I would do so good, and then I'd get kicked out of ketosis, and then I'd go on a little bit of a cheat binge since I'm already out, and I would track in macros. I would check my macros in one app. I would do Weight Watchers in another app, and hopefully, like if I got kicked out of one, I'd be covered in the other. And it was really, really time consuming. So when I seen it was actually Dana posting about these ketones in the fact that you could get into ketosis within 60 minutes, I knew going into the holiday season that I was not going to maintain tracking anything, and decided to give them a whirl. And I'm so glad that I did, because it really is a game changer for me. I am no longer like putting recipes in my phone and two apps. Yes, no longer tracking recipes in 2 different apps to see how many points they are and how many carbs they are, and if I'm over my protein and if I have enough fat. And now I just simply drink these ketones and eat low carb, and I have not tracked anything since right before Thanksgiving. And I tell you what, it's been a game changer for me. And I'm still slimming down, and I'm still like, my face isn't as puffy, my tummy is flatter, I feel fantastic, I have like all this crazy energy. And now, especially working at home, I am not visiting that refrigerator like so many of my friends are. And I've just really been able to change things around and do less, which has really been absolutely amazing. And I'm 3 pounds to my goal weight. And so I really love that it truly is as simple as, you know, put it in your cup, shake it up, and drink it. There's just nothing else like it.
That's awesome. I didn't know you used 2 apps. That's great.
2 apps. Because I'm like, dang it, if I don't get enough sleep and get kicked out of ketosis on one, like, man, I'm going to be covered in the other. It was draining.
I love it. I love it. Is there anyone else who wants to share a story?
So my name's Kirby. I'm in the Portage, Michigan area. So just like Joli, I did the ketogenic diet for about 6.5 months. Was pretty successful with it. Mainly the reason of the success was my wife literally meal planned every single lunch, had dinner ready when I got home. It was planned out. I did the research on the diet. She did all the planning of the meals, and I would not have been successful if it wasn't for her meal prepping every single thing that I ate. Then we took a little trip to the Mackinac Island, and that's when kind of it slid downhill. And like those Michiganders know, on Mackinac Island, I had fudge and ice cream and all that stuff. And when we came home, I think like most people, we just kind of fell back in our old ways, where it was good Monday through Friday. We were bad Saturday and Sunday, and it started this cycle of just up 3 pounds, down 3 pounds, up 3 pounds, down 3 pounds. And that's when I found ketones, and that's what got me back like on the straight and narrow, just feeling good first. Like it lit me up like a Christmas tree, my first dose, my first packet, and it was incredible. And since then, I've been able to lose 130 pounds total. My wife's down 82 pounds total. It's been absolutely insane. And the coolest thing is being able to share it with others and being able to see others, kind of hit their weight loss goals and be able to,
That's right.
kind of inspire others. So really, really cool.
So this is Ben. He's our local guy. He's our local champ.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. So you guys
You're
have lost
welcome.
over 200 pounds, the two of you. That's
We
insane.
have.
That is so insane. Dustin Schaffer, can you hear us now?
I can. I think it was my phone, not yours. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I delayed or am I sound robotic?
You're good. You are good. So it's the man of the hour. We got Dustin Schaffer on the call, who you guys have all been waiting for. Dustin has, before he started Improve It, had over 20 years experience training people in health, training people, professional athletes in the ketogenic diet. So we are super, super blessed to have him. He is the keto pro, and you probably won't find anybody who knows more about ketosis than he does. So Dustin, do you want to say anything before I start spouting off questions at you?
Hey, I just want to say I'm impressed. I'm super excited. The team in Michigan's doing just an amazing job. And it's awesome to hear the stories. Before I get started on this and before I answer your questions, right before we all got locked in, I was down in Tampa, Florida with a few individuals, and sitting there and listening to their stories. Collectively, over the last 18 months, they lost a total of over 460 pounds. And I'm going to tell you all in a second here, this product is not a weight loss product. It's about a life-changing transformation product, and it can come in different ways. But that inspired me so much because, what I know about ketones and what I can tell you is that the long-term journey of keeping that weight off and living a new lifestyle is not possible anymore without our product. And that's been scientifically proven. And to me, it's like, as an old coach and an old trainer and somebody that used to do things hard school, old school, meaning like I would be the guy that yelled at you, you drank too much wine, you had too much chocolate, like you didn't move enough. Like I would put it all on your shoulders as be the yell hired a trainer. They all make it your fault. But what I'm realizing is no longer your fault.
Dustin, if you can hear us, you are frozen up.
Okay, I was wondering if that was just me or not.
No.
Every once in a while, my internet does that too. He was rolling too.
I know, I was
Dustin.
like, oh my goodness, yeah.
Dustin, you were rolling and now you're gone. He's probably still rolling too.
I'll text him.
Okay. I feel bad. I told Dustin it might be me that had phone issues tonight because I've been having internet issues, I think, when we had snow the last couple days.
Oh, there you dropped off.
Dustin. Oh, no, he's back. That was 4 minutes ago. He's back.
All right. Shot him a message.
Awesome. We're very flexible in this business, as you have to be, right? Flexible in life, flexible in the business. We just roll with it. We roll with it. So I'd love to hear from other people, if you want to throw in the chat. Where are you guys from? I see some Michigan faces on here. North Carolina, awesome. Kentucky, Missouri, I love it. Cleveland.
All right, Dana, I'm back. I had to call in. For whatever reason, I was freezing on y'all, so I called in. So you can't see my beautiful face and the amazing view I have in front of me, but I'm ready to rock. Let's go.
All right, because you were rolling there. You were rolling. So I'm going to kick it off with a question, if that's all right. I just want to know, first of all, why are ketones so important?
Right now, what we know from for 20 years, I've been blessed to be in the space of human performance, health and wellness, helping people from all walks of life, moms and dads that are trying to just lose an extra 20, 30, or 130 pounds, from high-level athletes. I was just on a call with basically the number one athlete of all of the UK from a soccer perspective. He wants the same thing that everybody on this call wants, and it's pretty neat that this product is the same product I give to my mom, I give to my wife, I give to my son, I give to my friends, my loved ones, and then I get to give that same product to the top athletes in the world, to the Michigan squad that lost 460 pounds. I think collectively in Michigan right now, since you guys started, I think you guys are down probably like 10 or 12,000 pounds with the same product. And so when people ask, why are ketones so important? What I can say is this: scientifically, it's been proven the human species has been in ketosis almost all of our existence, or really technically it has. We're just leaving some room for error. But humans need ketones in their system if they want to optimize their life, their body's potential, the ability for their body to function. The question came down to, for 100 years, research and studies have shown that ketones elevate the human body. But for 100 years, the only way to get into ketosis was to do a very strict diet that you mostly had to be locked into a hospital room, or you had to be locked up to do it. That's how strict the ketogenic diet really is. People are doing keto. They're kind of doing, like Kirby was saying, my wife was feeding me, but he wasn't doing a true ketogenic diet because he was stopping on Thursday or Friday and Saturday or Sunday because he wasn't committed to a year. That's what it takes to commit to increasing your ketone levels. It takes a year to master that diet. And here's the coolest thing, Dana, is that science now has shown that even if you master the diet, there's a good chance it still won't work optimally for you because of just our choices in our last 20 years of our life with the increase of carbs and sugars. So the fact that we can drink ketones and you can give yourself the ability to have ketones in your system, it's like a lock and key. Every cell in your body, well, let's rephrase that. Nearly every cell in your body, we're leaving room for error again. Nearly every cell in your body has a little receptor site that says, I want ketones there. Now that key has to be identical. That key has to be 100% identical to turn that switch. When that switch gets turned, every part of your cell works optimally. Meaning that if you wake up and you're not feeling super energized and focused and feeling like you want to go out and become the best version of yourself and want to do things and be a great mom or dad, or want to lose 100 pounds or 30 pounds, or want to play, professional soccer like Josh does or is down in the UK, you want that key not only in that lock, but you want it turned on. And our product has now been proven that it actually goes into that receptor site. It turns that lock on, or turns that lock, and it unleashes and opens up that cell's ability to function optimally. So from 40%, you can go to 80%. From 60%, you can go to 100% efficiency. And so that's been scientifically proven. So the question comes back down to, as a big plane goes over my head, the question comes back to this is, how do you want to get ketones in your system? Do you want to commit to a diet for an entire year with a 40% chance, even if you do the diet perfectly, it still won't work? Or do you drink ketones? And then that's why the conversation has gotten so big so fast, is because Prove It locked arms with the top researchers and scientists in the world and said, drinking ketones is easy. I've taught the diet for 20 years. Not anybody that I've ever taught the diet stayed on it except me. They all quit because it's so hard. So Dana, what's cool is that we know ketones are important. We know people need ketones in their system if they want to live and function at a high level. And the question comes down to, do you commit to a diet for a year minimum, or do you drink ketones and then just do a better diet?
So let me hear that again, Dustin. I don't have to eat keto. I don't have to eat a specific diet if I'm drinking ketones.
100% no with an asterisk. I'm going to put an asterisk by that. 100% no with an asterisk. The reason this technology was ever created, the sole reason, and I'm passionate about this because here's the reality is that so many people, they get our product and they have this expectation that it's going to do something for them, right? And they're like, and they get confused because right now, if you go out there, you look at a magazine, it's keto everywhere. Well, keto, the word keto wouldn't even exist today if it wasn't for us launching our company. It truly would not be anywhere. You would never have heard about it. 5 years ago, almost to the day, when we launched, the word keto got Googled exponentially, went through the roof. And so our Wi-Fi wasn't working, so I have to get off the video, or something wasn't working. I'm at a guest house, but so the word keto went through the roof. It's now the most Googled Googled word in the world from health and wellness perspective is the word keto. And so the word is really, really important. But the challenge is this, is that when people think and see that word, they're now reading all these magazines and Googling it and thinking they have to do a ketogenic diet. But the reality is the reason this technology was ever invented for the very first time, almost 11 years ago, when it first started becoming a thing for NASA and for the DOD, it was because they never wanted to do the diet. The whole reason this ever started is they didn't want to do it. I was super excited that I got to drink ketones and not have to do a diet because I did the diet for 15 years. I realized how sucky it is and how not fun, and you can't be social when you have to be strict on a diet every day. And just so everybody knows, the ketogenic diet is a 95% fat diet with a really small amount of protein and almost no carbohydrates. That's the diet. And you have to do that for almost a year to maximize the full potential of your body's metabolic system shifting. Like, that's the real diet. Everything in between is not real keto. It's kind of I eat better. That's the kind of diet they're doing. There's really only one or two types of ketogenic dieting. So the reason the product exists so you don't have to do the diet, but I put an asterisk on that. And the reason why is that so the product, when you get into your system, it elevates those cells. It elevates your body's function. That's why we see energy, focus, mood, sleep. That's why we're seeing people perform better and move more and have this more vitality in their system, right? That's what the product does. But because 80% of people that join Prove It and want this product, they want to lose body fat. And we know that ketones accelerate and flip the switch for body fat to happen. But what we don't know is that every individual person's switch will flip at a different time. Some people seem to switch like day one, and that's about 30%. Some people will switch at day 10, and that's another 30%. The rest might not flip that switch for 5 or 6 weeks, but we know it flips. And so if you're somebody that says, Dustin, I want to lose 140 pounds like Kirby did, I'm not sure if it was 140, 160, or 130, but I want to lose a lot of body fat like Kirby did, well, then I'm going to encourage you to do a low-carb diet, if you want to call it a diet, with our product. But don't do a ketogenic diet. Do a low-carb diet. And the reason why is that no matter what, we have to get your body to burn off its fat. Our product gives you ketones, elevates its ability to function, elevates its ability to help flip the switch so fat metabolism becomes a new normal for you. And then now you have to support it with a better lifestyle, a lower carb lifestyle that supports the fat metabolism. So that's the asterisk. But that's not why Josh needs it over in the UK, one of the top soccer players in the entire world. Wants the same product for just performance, not to lose the body fat.
Right. Perfect. I love it. So you mentioned that Prove It started this ketone conversation about 5 years ago. And now there's some other people on the market. Can you tell everybody why Prove It's ketones are so superior?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually kind of weird because when I was doing this call 5 years ago, we were the only product. So most people were asking, like, what are ketones? Like, it was like a mythical character. We had to explain what it all was, like that it was real and it actually existed. Now it's people, we always talk about the best form of flattery is people copying what you're doing. And so, yeah, since we launched, basically a lot of people are trying to get into the keto space and I understand it. It's a business, and the word keto, we created it and it made it a big buzz, and there's a lot of opportunities there. But just so we have clarity, when the word of keto and you look at the patents behind what Prove It created, we created the conversation. So for the last 5 years, not only have we brought the product to the market, we advanced the original formula. The original formula for the DOD, we've advanced it way past. So what we found, because we have so many people using the product, and if you don't have millions of people experiencing this, you can't formulate the best product. You kind of are guessing. And nobody has our patents and has our formulations and has our numbers of people impacted. What we found is that the ratios of how you put your ketones together and the synergistic effects of bind ketones together with other components like a fermented amino acid, when you bind it with the fermented amino acid and nobody else has that, basically it increases your ability of absorbing ketones more efficiently for all people, not just the high level athlete, but for everybody, people that maybe have some health challenges or people that are struggling with GI challenges. Their body can absorb it and stimulate it faster because of the way we formulated it. Now, we also add in the ratios of the ketone salts, meaning the amount of ketones with the amount of caffeine, if you're using the caffeine version or not. All those ratios matter for optimal absorption rate and optimal function, because we know that the brain loves ketones the most, and then probably the heart and muscles are second. So we want to make sure that those ratios are at the proper level, because if you don't get your ketone levels up high enough and you don't sustain it, you don't get the long-term benefits. This has all been shown. We've already proven this because we've had so many people and we've been testing it for so long. But Dana, one of the most important things that people, when they start looking and shopping around, is that there's no ketone created equal. We're the only company that has bioidentical ketones. So right now, when you look at a ketone isn't a ketone if you don't understand the molecular structure of it. So our product is called Arsol. Basically, it's bioidentical to the one that your body produces. So your body can use all those ketones. Right now in the market, nobody else has that. So you're basically peeing out over half of your ketones. Not only that is if it doesn't have the fermented amino acids and it's not ratioed properly, your body isn't able to simulate or absorb it. So you're paying for something that is only giving you maybe 10 to 20 or 30% ketones instead of 100% ketones. So we just happen to be way ahead of everybody. Now, in some days, 5, 15, 20 years from now, somebody's going to try to figure it out and try to catch up to what we're doing. But what's cool is, I'll tell you, Dana, that the number one thing isn't how much more superior our product is that when you work with a prover or you get to be part of the prover community, you get that for free. That is the biggest differentiator. And I talk about this a lot as a coach. It's your environment, who you choose to be around, who you choose to learn from is really the thing that's going to get you the best results. And if you combine that with the most superior product, if you don't quit, you're going to change your life forever.
Right, right. So you really just teed me up for my next question, Dustin, because I was going to ask why, after being in the keto business and health coaching for over 20 years, did you decide to link arms with Prove It and do this as your business?
Mostly because people fail. So this is me being a little more transparent, y'all. So for 20 years as a health professional, I had one mission. It was to change a lot of lives, to make people better. And what I learned, if you ask my clients, they'll tell you I was a really good trainer, coach. I've done great things to help them improve their lives. But at the end of the day, my mission was to help them not just get results, but maintain and live a whole new lifestyle. And they will say, I probably helped them a little bit. But the reality is it wasn't perfect that way. Meaning that there's many times, there was many times where those people reverted back to some behaviors that weren't necessarily ideal for them. And so when I met Brian Underwood, the CEO of Prove It, he introduced this to me. And he's like, what if we could do this differently? He goes, what if we can bring the most powerful supplement that's ever came to the world? And I truly, if you understand keto, you will see that this is the biggest breakthrough of this decade, if not maybe the century. It's pretty exciting. Like what we have our hands on. I mean, the fact that we get to work with the former chairman of NASA, to me, is the coolest thing in the world. But he goes, but what if we can do it with a community? He goes, what if we can do it with people that are supporting people? Because what we know is that people have gone through trials and tribulations in their life. People that they're 100 pounds or 200 pounds overweight right now, and they're looking at me as a fitness guy going, well, what do you know about being 200 pounds overweight? I don't, but Kirby does, but Kathy does, but other people know what it's like to go out and lose 100 pounds. Well, our community can support them through that whole journey. What if we can bring on top athletes that are performing better than ever, that want to be an Olympic athlete and go to another level? What if we can bring them on and they can explain how they use it as a performance tool? And it's about a community coming together to support people where they are in their life and without judging them. But then at the same time, we can bring on experts like Dr. Mary Newport, the leading ketone expert, Dr. Kenneth Ford, the former chairman of NASA, one of the smartest people on this planet, Dr. Jeff Bullock, the leading performance researcher in the world, Dr. Angela Poff, who's one of the most sought-after researchers in ketone supplementation, Dr. Wilson, Dr. Andy. There's so many doctors and researchers out there that are standing behind Prove It's mission of educating people. We're not just selling, we're basically informing. And you can get a lot of that research if you're kind of a geek like me and you like to really nerd out on stuff. You can get that on our Prove It TV. You can get that on our YouTube channel. So when I think about being part of Prove It, I think about it as like we're creating something that the world needs: education, information, team, community, and products that are actually going to change people's lives, that are scientifically driven and scientifically backed. And that wasn't my only reason, but that was the reason why I said, this is what I can stand behind. And to be honest, I was 38 years old. I was working full time. My wife was an attorney working full time, and we financially needed to have a better life to spend time with our kids. So we had a financial motivation to be part of Prove It, and they offered us a way to financially make money by sharing this unbelievable product. And so we couldn't turn that down. When the stars align, you got to go. And that's what we did.
Right. I love it. I love it. So I joined this business because I love helping people as well. And who doesn't love making money while you help people? So in 14 months, it has allowed my husband to leave his job. I'm sitting up in his studio right now. So I do Prove It, and he's able to kind of start our family dream. So it just shows you, the power of what this community and what this conversation has. It's so awesome. I want to kind of close this out. Before I do, Dustin, do you have anything else to add?
I would just add this, Dana. Well, first off, I'm just amazed. I'm impressed. I'm super happy that you guys set this all up. And anytime I can support you all, let me know. I'm here. But I would say this is that I've done this long enough to realize that people have sometimes expectations that may not happen as overnight. It may take you, like my sister, 8 weeks for this product to somehow change your life. And if she were to quit, I can't even fathom what her life would be today. But she went 8 weeks, and 8 weeks later, she's a new person. And so I would just say commit to the product. And if you're open to the opportunity and you want to be part of something, if you're open-minded to learn more about how we do this together as a team and how you can financially change your life, when you decide to be part of our community, just commit to the journey, commit to growing, commit to learning, and commit to this process. And I truly believe it'll forever change your life. And you could ask everybody on here that's a Prove It promoter that's been doing it more than 2 months, or a customer, you ask them, has this changed your life? And they're all going to say yes, and it's all for the better. So that's my only piece of advice, Dana, is whoever you are, is just commit to this, and I promise you we won't fail you.
Awesome. So Dustin, thank you so much. We know that your time is so valuable. And I just want to kind of close out by, again, thanking all of you guys for jumping on. I know we're in quarantine and you didn't have any place better to be outside of the house, but we know that there's a lot of important stuff going on in your lives and with your families. And so we appreciate you guys taking half an hour of your time to join us. And I just want to say, if you guys want to change your life, like we have, like a lot of us on this call have, get back to the person who invited you to this call and commit to starting this process with us. Like Dustin just said, grab a couple boxes and start this process with, sorry, I thought I missed something. Start this process with us. We are here. This community is here to link arms with you and help you. And also for the next just over 24 hours, we have what's called $1 Keto Club, a starter pack that gets you involved in this business. So not just joining us as a user of this product, but also linking arms with us in the business, which means that you can start to help other people change their lives for the better and hopefully make some cash along with it. And we're offering, you're eligible for like $1,250 in bonuses in your first 30 days, which is mind blowing, right? So leave this call, get in touch with whoever invited you, and their phones are probably going to be blowing up because everybody's going to get back to them. So they don't get immediately back to you, give them just like 5 minutes. And like I said, commit and reach out to us for any kind of support you have. We're super excited, and thank you guys so much for joining us.
Are you the only one?